fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Cute Show here. And before I do begin, I do want to say something very quickly. I stated that this universe that MHA is in, for this series, it's put in the Avatar The Last Airbender universe, or the Legend of Korra universe. Now, that does mean that I may say places like, oh, this country or that country or this nation or this nation. I'm just going to try and play it loose or, well, easy with that by just saying the location like Earth Kingdom or some other place. However, if I do assign a country name to it, I do hope you understand that I'm just doing that for a simple matter. Now, with that being said, we did actually have Deku, who at the age of 10 years old, if I remember correctly, he was having trouble trying to waterbend. Now, waterbending masters, they did actually pick up on us seeing Deku. Deku's trying hard. And, well, he's noticed that waterbending isn't something he can really do. Now, Deku's tried for about a week, and he's made zero progress with it. Waterbending just doesn't happen. This can't be right. Now, we do actually have Deku who's standing out in the cold, and he himself is trying to waterbend. Now, Deku, he is just staying there, as he's trying to bring his hands up and wave them around, or even just going to push back and forth with a small steady stream. Now, nothing is working for Deku. And then actually where Deku, he does actually go to send out a, fast-paced blast of air directly at the bucket. Now, Deku, he basically just knocks the bucket, sending it flying. As all the water it does go to throw outwards and freeze into the ground. Now, you do actually have where somebody, they were watching that, and they were very keen on it, as they did decide that this right here could be a learning experience for the Avatar. And Deku, he was told by a waterbending master that getting frustrated like that is one of the reasons why he can't bend water. And Deku was just staying there, confused. That doesn't make sense. I'm the Avatar. I should be able to bend, shouldn't I? All four elements? Yes, young Avatar, that is correct. However what? I just don't understand. I can bend earth. I have two rocks I can always bend. I play with them. I mess around with them. I was born a firebender. Air was tricky, but it goes with fire. There's similar styles. And then, earth? I have that one, but why is water so difficult? Can you talk to me? Explain to me that one. Young man, it's that simple piece right there. What? What is it? Young man, you lack the ability to go with the flow. What? Yes, go with the flow. As cheesy as it does sound, it's one of the requirements to being a waterbender. You have to let your body feel the motions. You have to let your mind be at ease. Bending, under pressure, is something that people, they can do. However, they have to learn and train to bend like that. However, you are getting angry for no exact reason, causing yourself to be unable to bend. Now, Deku, he does actually somewhat understand that, but he does get annoyed very quickly, as he does ignore the training from the airbenders, telling this man that he still doesn't understand it. He still doesn't get it. Now, the man, he does sort of understand this. As Deku, he does go back to his room. Now, Deku, yeah, he doesn't get it. Why can't he bend? That being what he does think is he does look down at a hot cup of cocoa. And he does just think, this is water too, isn't it? Bringing up his hand. And just trying to do anything. Move. Come on. Deku waving his hand out more. Now, you do actually have 2 weeks later, where Deku, he's still unable to bend. And these weeks keep going by. Now, we do actually cut to around 4 years later, where Deku, today, he's actually tried to continue his training. However, he's given up on simple waterbending, and instead, he moved over to another element. Now, Deku, he's currently training in the Earth Nation, or the Earth Kingdom. As Deku, he's actually moving around the ground, and he's currently running through an obstacle course. Now, as Deku, he is running, he actually has to go to stop, smashing his feet down to the ground as a large wall does come over him. And it does directly get struck with large projectiles, rocks smashing into them as Deku, he does get ready. Okay. This being where Deku, he does actually watch as something does come busting through the wall. As Deku, he immediately does go to throw his hands down backwards and blast out his feet backwards. As the ground underneath Deku does start to move backwards and go with him. Now, Deku, he does go to start to backpedal with his feet. As he does actually go to pull his feet backwards, it's as if the ground is stuck to it. As it does just start moving backwards with Deku's feet in motion. Now, there actually is the Earthbending Master, who is quickly approaching Deku, using the same technique, as he actually is smashing his arms together and going to perform other forms of bending, as he's also throwing large-scale rocks and, well, spikes directly at Deku. Now, there actually is whenever Deku, he does go to throw his hands out forwards, and go to try and stop the earth this man has been bending. As Deku, he actually is able to somewhat slow it down from it, as he does go to throw down his right hand. As he does so, he is going to throw it back upwards and directly towards his master. As the ground does suddenly go shifting away from Deku, and smashing right into the ground the master did have. As Deku, as he was going to fall backwards, he does immediately going to spin back around and turn into the Avatar state. As he does actually blast off with some air, before he does go to look down and think. Now, the Earthbending Master, he does see Deku, as Deku, he is floating up high. Now, the Master, he doesn't intend to harm his student. However, if he does tag him again, then he could possibly lose. Now, there is whenever Deku, he actually does go to spin around, and he does see the Earthbending Master getting ready to strike with a large rock, as Deku does go to blast off with his feet firebending. Now, Deku, he does go smashing and rolling into the ground. As he does so, his arms do smash backwards, and he does start to create rock-like armor, before he does completely roll into the ground and turn into a large ball. Now, Deku, using the Avatar state, he actually started to use earthbending, or, well, airbending, as he does start to propel himself forwards with it. Now, there actually is the Earthbending Master, who he does see Deku, and he's kind of surprised. Now, there actually is whenever Deku, he does go to turn off the Avatar state. As he was rolling, he does actually go turning back into more like a person. As the rocks, they do unbend, and Deku, he does immediately go lunging forwards. Now, the Earthbending Master, he does actually retaliate, as he is going to throw up his own arms and actually have the wall in front of him come up. Deku smashing right through it, as the man, he does come rushing backwards. Now on the defensive. instead of the offensive, as Deku he does try to at least try to bulldoze this man into a wall or into a corner. The man trying to retaliate and fight back. As there actually is at the end of their match, where Deku he does ultimately lose to his master. Now, Deku, yeah, he does get very annoyed, as he does talk about how he's getting tired of losing. Come on, kid. You're tough. You'll get me one day. However, an Earthbender doesn't just give up so easily. I'm not going to lose to you. Kid, really? How many times have you lost already? Don't mock me. There you go. The fire in your eyes. Come on, kid. Act like that firebender I know you are. Now, Deku he does get annoyed, as the man he does get to walk over to a certain area, informing Deku that they do need to head back now. Now, Deku he does watch as the guy does get to climb up into a car, and Deku does get to walk over to join the man. Now, as Deku and the man do get into the car, they do go to leave, as they do drive back towards the city. Now, Deku, he is actually very excited and, well, somewhat happy. He is learning earthbending. However, there's just that. It's not working for the other element. Why is it so hard for him to master water? Is it just because, well, it's the opposite of his element, fire? Or, well, wouldn't a better opposite for fire be air? So why can he know those two? It took him at least a year longer, granted, airbending, but that was because. Why? Why was that because? No. So why did he waste almost, well, 3 years? 3.5 maybe, just to try and come to a point where he couldn't do it? How can he be the Avatar without learning a bending style? Without learning one of the elements? That's what Deku does think. As Deku does ask his teacher a question. Does he believe that he really can be a good Avatar without learning waterbending? Kid, I don't know. But why not? Well, first off, you're the sneaking Avatar. So, you should know. Hell, you're older than I am, aren't you? Isn't that how that works? Same soul, just in a different body or something like that? I don't pay attention to all that spiritual crap. Why not? Well, that's simple. People aren't really that way nowadays. That way? Yeah. People, they just, well, you know. You know what? Kid, you have to know, right? They just aren't. Why? Why don't people seem spiritual nowadays? I mean, Izuku, the last time I've really heard anything of spirits, it was back when I was younger. The only real thing I know about it was, well, you know. Well, shit. Have I told you this story or not? Damn it. I may have been drunk when I told this kid that story. Now, Deku, he does turn his head, asking his master if he did say something. Nothing. Anyways, well, the last time I've ever heard of spirits was probably around the time of Avatar Korra. She talked about something about, well, you know. Shit, what was it? I think it was called harmonic convergence. It was what? Harmonic convergence. It's something to do with the spirit world. It's trying to be opened, but it never was. Huh? What are you talking about? Well, if I remember correctly, the Fire Nation they sent planes, and the Earth Nation they sent ground forces. Like their tanks and, well, you know, a lot more stuff. The Water Tribe sent battleships. An Earthbender tried to take on a lot of things and do a lot of things, but she failed. And that's the last there ever was of it. The Avatar stopped her. However, she wasn't really involved that much till the end. It was only whenever they couldn't take her down was the Avatar called in. Her task, her sacred duty, to protect humanity. Hmm? What? That's not right. Hmm? You don't think humanity needs to be protected? You're the Avatar, aren't you? Yes, but every story I've heard about the Avatar, they don't protect humanity. Hmm? But you're the Avatar. Yeah, I'm the Avatar. But the whole thing is to bring balance. Hmm? Balance, kid? No, you gotta be joking. I'm not. That's the rules to the Avatar. To bring balance to the world. They make sure nothing's chaos or things are out of order. That's just the way the Avatar is. Hmm? Maybe, kid. Maybe. Either way, I don't really see too much about it. Now, we do actually have to where the man he does get to pull his car up towards the sidewalk. As he does get out telling Izuku that they're here. Now, the man he does live in a relatively large city. Or, well, if you want to call it a city, you could just call it someplace in the Earth Kingdom. It's a town probably just as big as Republic City was. However, that place quickly grew larger over the couple centuries it's been around. Now, Deku, after getting out of the car, he does notice something strange. As him and his master start walking down the road. And Deku does look up to see the people flying above. He saw them before whenever he was a kid, but he didn't really know too much about it. They zipped and flew around the Earth, well, around the Earth Nation. The first time he came here, he discovered exactly what they do. They're either firebenders or, well, airbenders. The ones that do use their bending, and they participate in a certain sport. That, really, only benders should be able to use or participate in. As the sport does consist of racing ginormous, well, land vehicles with, fins on them around the air. Now, the entire premise is you have to be able to get around a certain circuit or a certain track, and the person who can stay in the air the longest, they do win. However, there also is at least the placing system. If you are able to complete a few laps, but you touch the ground, you lose. If you are able to stay up in the air, but the person ahead of you goes across the finish line, you lose, or you're at least in second place. However, if the person ahead of you is, let's just say, about to overtake you and you are able to get them to touch the ground, you are in their position now. Or at least you're not going to be last anymore. Now, Deku, he does actually look up ahead, as he does see those people flying over them, and he does get very curious, as Deku's masters turn and see that. Now, Deku, he does just stand there just thinking, as we do have Vaatu and Rava. Both of these two at this current point, they've just both tried consulting the avatars that they do have with them. Rava throughout the course of history, and Vaatu, well, he does try to use the evil avatars he's got under his belt, as he does speak to one particular man. Now, Deku, he is very concerned. He's gonna, well, master earthbending. And there's the few styles of bending he's heard about. And there's even some rumors going around about forbidden bending. The styles that they are known, or at least have been proven to exist, and some that are a rumor because there's no documents of them. Now, Deku, he's very curious about them. He's looked into bloodbending before, and he's discovered it's a horrifying art that is completely outlawed. You can bend a person's blood, and if you wanted to, you could stop their heart, along with other devastating things. Now, Deku, he does know why that one's forbidden. However, there is a few other things. Apparently, the air nomads, if they wanted to take over the world, some of them probably could. Since you can make blades of air. Air is also everywhere. And Deku has learned about an account where a man sucked the air out of a woman's lungs and suffocated her to death. As if that's not horrifying enough. Now, with that does just bring up many things, along with Deku. As him and his master do go back to the place where they were staying at. Deku walking in, as he does see his mother just standing there, asking him exactly how it went. Your young boy here is actually doing quite well, ma'am. In fact, if I do have to say so, he's going to master it eventually. That's great. Yes. In fact, I'm kind of surprised. It's not even been, what, a year? And he's actually come close to beating me. However, he does keep using the avatar state. Zuko, can't you? No, Mom, I've told you. I don't know how it works. Okay? Hell, I already keep seeing past lives. And it's not just that. I'm still trying to figure out waterbending. And where my problem lies with that. Okay, Mom? What more do you want me to tell you? Izuku, that's not what I was going to... Please just stop. Young man, that's no way to speak to your mother. I'm... Sorry, it's just... Izuku? What? Go to your room. Fine, whatever. Now, Deku, he does go to leave. As we do currently have where he's just laying in his bed. And he is wondering. As he does just think for a minute. He feels like he went too far with that. Crap. Am I really the Avatar? I mean, come on. Waterbending? I can't even bend a puddle. But I can throw mountains. I can kill people by ripping the air out of their lungs. I can burn them to death with firebending. Hell. Oh god. Now what? This being what Deku is thinking. As he does actually go to do one thing. He does want to discuss exactly the experiences of the other waterbending avatars. And try to find connections there. This being where Deku does actually go to cross his legs and bring his hands up. As he does start to meditate. And after a few minutes, he actually is talking to one avatar. As he does start to learn about this man's previous experiences. And exactly his experiences with waterbending. Now, Deku, he does go through a few of these people. And all their accounts, they're starting to seem similar, but they all do just sound the same. And that's what Deku doesn't understand. It's either some can waterbend at birth, or some can't. They slowly started learning how to. And Deku, he doesn't get it. So it's either you can or you can't, you have to train. Deku tried that for 3 years, and still nothing. not even a movement. Now, Deku he does just get annoyed, as he does just float as an astral body. Okay, now what? Young man, I think you should weigh your options. Now, Deku does turn, he's very confused, as he does see two people? Huh? Who are you? You can see me. You need to stop. Deku turning his head to see another person? What the hell? Oh crap. Look what you've done. We've exposed ourselves to him. Hmm? And whose fault is that? Besides, the fact that he can finally see us is something new. What is going on here? Hmm? Young man, it's very simple. Well, we're the people who caused your bending. What? Yeah, yes. We're the spirits of good and evil. Hang on. That seems a bit overwhelming. Good, it should be. Now, let's tell you the reason why we're here and why you're the Avatar. Hang on. Is this part of my journey? What? I mean, my journey. Every Avatar has a journey, don't they? Korra, Aang, Roku, the guy who came before me, even him. He had one, so what about me? What do I get? Kid, you're nothing special. What? You're not supposed to be the Avatar. I'm not? No. Vatu. Rava, you need to tell him. He clearly doesn't know the truth. And you trying to be a supportive shoulder is not what he needs. Young man, this is going to sound very hard to understand, but you are a accident. We were jumping from person to person for our battle. And eventually, you happen to be the one we jumped into. Oh, wow. I just don't. I. What is. Doesn't the Avatar have to be born? Yes. So, how did you jump into me? I was born in with the Avatar state. We did that before you were born. Wait, so you mean. Yes, we do. Anyways, you have to decide now. You're just gonna stay here and listen to your mom, aren't you? What? I mean, I don't know. Young man, you should listen to your mother. Hmm? Why? She's your mother. And she doesn't get it. She's not there for anything. I spent 3 years with aeronomats, and then 2 with firebenders, and she wasn't even there. Yes, young man, I understand that, but you're the Avatar. And what he just told me said I wasn't the Avatar by choice. It sounds more like by force. Hmm? Young man, I understand how that may sound, but this is still a sacred duty. You're joking, right? You're saying that I shouldn't care you guys are using me? I don't get it. Why? Now, Deku he does just think, as he does jump back into his own body. Now, Deku he does just sit there, as he does uncross his legs and wait for the blood to start flowing back through them. As he does just try to think, he's not supposed to be the Avatar? How is that possible? Who was? Does that mean everything he's been doing is a lie? His whole life? No, that can't be true. The Avatar was born. Those 2 carpets. They must just be his imagination. Oh God, am I going insane? Oh Jesus. Okay, I just need to get out of here. That being what Deku does think, as he does go to turn around and open the window, as he does quickly go to jump out and leap. Now, Deku does push off with airbending, as the window it does get blown out a bit before going to slam down closed. And Deku does go flying through the air, as he does just try to think. Right before he does go to land and create an air scooter, he does start to move, wondering exactly what he's supposed to do. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.